So we'll go ahead, put the seat up, and then you need your key. So go ahead and flip out the key. This great big case-like storage piece. All right, we've come to number 8. Now this one is kind of controversial for me, to be quite honest. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, today I wanted to go over 8 cool features that the Gladiator has back there that I bet you didn't know. Okay, for this first one, we have to start in the back seat. This has to do with lockable storage. There is actually lockable storage behind the driver's seat and the passenger seat behind these rear seats. If you ever noticed, take a look right here. You can see this little cylinder right here. This cylinder is to lock the back seats here so that nobody can pull them forward. Now, the reason for this, of course, is if you have your top off, let's say, you've got the Gladiator completely exposed, right? And you want to put some stuff in there and be able to lock it up so that nobody can get to it. That is the purpose. Now, we'll show you how it works. First of all, I'll show you that it is indeed unlocked. Just pull up on the thing and the seat pulls forward. You can see there's storage back there. There's also more storage over there behind the passenger side. So, we'll go ahead, put the seat up, and then you need your key. So go ahead and flip out the key. There you go. And then just stick it in the lock here in the cylinder, turn it, pull it out. Take your key with you, of course. And now it's locked. Nobody can pull that seat open. If you want back in, obviously, you just do the reverse there. Stick it in, turn it, pull the key out, and of course, it's open again. Pretty darn cool. Just discovered that the other day myself. Next up, another storage item, if you will. This is storage for all of the fasteners and any of the hardware that you have to take off to remove the back part of the top here. Now, what I'm talking about, there are, of course, screws and things that you have to remove right here. So what do you do with them once you take them off? Put them back in the holes, then have to screw around with taking them out again? No. Jeep has thought of that, and they gave us a little storage area right here where all of that stuff can be stored. They even show you how they're supposed to be positioned in here, I guess, so that you know where everything goes. It covers the doors, the windshield, and of course the top as well. This just pulls up and out like so, and it exposes all of the holes and areas there where you would store everything that you'd have to remove. Pretty cool. And I believe this even pulls out so that you then can carry this around with you as you're trying to put the screws and things back in. Pretty neat feature. Next up, carrying on in the vein of storage, Jeep has provided this great big case-like storage piece that you can actually remove and carry with you if you want to. You can use it as a stool, for example, somewhere, say you were out camping. What it is this piece right here, this whole storage unit. First of all, there are 2 compartments, one on each side, which you can see I have full of junk, but there is a lock in here. So you could put something down here, leave it in the truck, and lock it up if you wanted. But you can also remove a few little of those Torx head bolts underneath, and this whole unit actually comes out. Let's go ahead and put that up so you can see the whole thing. This whole piece would come out, and they even give you a handle here to carry it around with you. Now, as I mentioned, if you're out camping somewhere and you don't want to sit on the ground, you don't have any chairs or whatever, you could actually sit on this thing as well. Pretty cool. Okay, next up, and we have to be on the ground for this one, has to do with the spare tire underneath here. You guys can see right in there, there's kind of a silver colored shroud right back in here that goes around at least this side of the spare tire. Now, what Jeep has done, they realize, of course, that folks are going to mod their trucks and probably going to change out the wheels and tires over there for something bigger. This little area here will accommodate up to a 35-inch tire. So obviously, if you're going to change your 4 drive tires, you're going to want the spare to match. Otherwise, you might be kind of cockeyed going down the road, right? So a 35-inch tire will fit here underneath. They've given you room, you can see in between the existing spare and this shroud, so that you can fit a 35-inch tire, or up to a 35-inch tire underneath. Pretty neat. Okay, next up, let's talk about rear seat head restraints, or rear seat head rests, I guess is probably a better description. You don't really restrain your head when you're sitting back there. Now, a lot of manufacturers are doing this now, and Jeep, of course, is included. Go ahead and put this seat down. You can see I've already got the other one down over there. But a nice, easy to reach, handy button so that you can just push the button and pull down the head restraint. Couple of reasons for that. One, it allows you to see out of the rear much, much easier. And two, when you put the seat down, it doesn't hit the front driver's side or passenger side, I guess, seat. So it gets it out of the way when you put the seat down. Pretty handy and pretty forward thinking, so to speak. Next up, let's talk about the third brake light. You notice right there behind me, there is no third brake light in the back of the cab. Most, if not all, pickup trucks have the third brake light located right here. But you see, there was a problem with that for Jeep. They couldn't do it because, after all, that part comes off. So, to follow the, I'm sure, government mandated rules, Jeep actually moved, or put, the third brake light back here in the tailgate. Handy, out of the way, and still visible, and still compliant. Alright, moving on to number 7, and we're going to have to pop the hood for this one. So let's go ahead and do that. See if I can do this one-handed. There we go. You notice right up on top is the alternator. Now, in many vehicles these days, the alternator is hidden somewhere where you couldn't find it even if you knew where it was. But Jeep has put this on top, not because they're looking for maintenance issues or easy ways to work on it necessarily, but to keep it up out of the water. So if you're off-roading and you're going through water, the alternator's not down below getting soaked and causing problems. Right there on top, pretty cool. All right, we've come to number 8. Now this one is kind of controversial for me, to be quite honest. It is a safety feature, and I understand why they're doing it, but I think I'd probably rather not have it at all. But I bet it is a feature that you didn't know about. So let's go ahead and hop in. I'll show you. This has to deal with reverse, right? So let's go ahead and start her up. There you go. And let's say that if you're like me and you're backing up or something and you want to be able to see what's behind you, you know, what I normally would do is I would pop the door open and then I would take a look, you know, right down here to see, for instance, if I'm near a curb or if there's any obstacles or anything like that. But here's the problem. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. It's in reverse right now, and it states right there that the vehicle is not in park. Well, we know that. We're in reverse. Let's go ahead and hit the gas and see what happens. Remember, I'm trying to see what's down there beside me. I've taken my foot off the brake and I've gotten this message: auto park engaged, shift to park, then shift to gear. And it will not. You can hear me rev it there a little bit. I'm still in reverse. It will not let me back up if the driver's side door is open. Now, again, I'm not a big fan of that because there are times when I'm backing up, or imagine if you're maybe out somewhere, I don't know, on a trail or whatever, and you're getting close to something and you have to back up and you want to open the door and look down. Otherwise, I guess you have to lean halfway out of the window. I don't know. But you want to look down there right along the side of the truck here to see if there's any obstacles or if you're going to hit anything. You can't do it. I mean, you can open the door and look, but you're going to have to shut the door if you actually want to engage reverse and back up. I don't know about that one. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of that. Have you noticed that feature? Have you experienced it? Does it bother you? Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't before, check out my other channel. It has to deal with my Tacoma, Tundra, some other vehicles. It's called Rob Motive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.